Matt, I wouldn't dare touch record after I got chastised on the episode we just recorded with Marsh.
It wasn't on the last recording, it was after recording.
I wouldn't dare touch that now. Apparently, that's your baby, so I'm going to let you take control all the controls. All right, as we're actually on the video now, let me promote the T-shirt. So we did just have Marsh on from Wrestling on the Rock, so I wore this one specifically. I know you couldn't see it while we were doing the podcast, but hey. So am I actually? This wasn't supposed to be the start of the podcast, but am I guessing that you don't understand Cockney rhyming slang then?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't need to go to take a quote Tom tit.
Well, I called you and you didn't respond, but you was to call me.
I called you, and then you were unavailable.
We called at the same time then, because it said that you were unavailable as well. And I was like, where is he? Okay, all right, never mind. And you were like, oh, what? And I was like, oh, come on, you must know some Cockney rhyming slang.
Don't you start,
that
Lewis.
was a fairly easy one to figure out.
I'm being heckled tonight.
Good.
Well, it's
Good.
Graham might be rather than you.
Fine. Right, the headphones are coming off tonight, apparently. Apparently, it's going to be a three-way conversation.
That's all right. Oh, I got an echo, though, when you do that. I can hear myself on your record, too.
Okay, fine. The headphones come back in.
This is great podcasting.
Well, it's visual, Graham, in fairness, so it's fine.
Uh-huh. I got one thing to talk to you about, actually, specifically. So, do you want me to tell you? So, you know that I was watching Dave Gorman's Modern Life is Goodish. Now, I'm a huge Dave Gorman fan, but being in America, I can't get that show. Like, we don't get the channel Dave over here at all. So, I think that Dave Gorman posted them, I guess with the permission of Dave, all the episodes on Twitter. So 36 episodes. They're about 45 minutes each. Within the first week, Matt, I've watched 24 or 25 episodes already. I love it. I think it's right up there. I can't say it's my favorite show of all time, but it is one of my... It checks every single box with me. It's funny. It looks at statistics. It looks at that nuances of modern life. I absolutely love it. Today, I happen to be watching Series 4, Episode 1. Did you happen to watch all of them by any chance?
I've seen them all.
Okay. Now, I know that you're very freakish with things like when we talk about, I mentioned something about this specific wrestler, and you'll go, yeah, that was MGB Series 2, Episode 2. Are you familiar with Series 4, Episode 1, perchance?
Relatively familiar with it, yes.
Okay. You wouldn't be stealing some of Dave Gorman's material, would you, and using it against me on Good Cop, Bad Cop by any chance?
Example, Graham?
Well, that's why I was wondering if you had any idea what I was talking about. All right, I will tell you then. I will let you off the hook. They were talking about guilty pleasures. And Dave Gorman mentioned the fact that it's not a guilty pleasure because somebody said that they liked watching House Hunters International. And he said that's not a guilty pleasure. If they said that they liked shoplifting, then that would be a guilty pleasure. So I was like, I was like, my goodness, I'm pretty sure I've heard the same thing Matt use a couple of occasions now. Graham, is that really a guilty pleasure? I was like, okay.
To be fair, he has the same opinion as me, but, doesn't mean I've stole his... To be fair, I've had that opinion for a long, long time, because it's a guilty pleasure you should feel some guilt about.
Okay. That's 2016, so it was 5 years ago.
I have had this discussion with Mr. Lewis as well, and he doesn't agree with me.
Oh, okay. So I can't call you Mr. Willis, but you can call your fiancé Mr. Lewis. Okay, all right. Not hypocritical at all.
Of course not. Well, the discussion, Chris, is that a guilty pleasure needs to have some actual guilt in it to be a guilty pleasure. And you don't necessarily agree with me on that one, do you?
No, something that you're not necessarily happy to admit you like. That's the whole thing of guilty pleasure. It's something that you wouldn't normally admit to liking.
Correct.
But when you got people who are like, I like watching Home Under the Hammer, that's not a guilty pleasure. That's trash TV. It's not a guilty pleasure because everyone does it.
I guess.
That's why it's watched by millions of the unemployed every day.
Home Under the Hammer is not one you tend to say you watch often.
Well, I suppose it's not something you'd expect someone like Elizabeth Hurley to watch, no. But at the same time, I'm not exactly... I wouldn't be ashamed to admit it.
All right. The other thing that was very noticeable in that episode was he talked about the fact that he, when he's on tour, he hangs a dartboard over the back of his door so he can play darts while he's waiting for the show to go on. Now, I know that that's something that you're a big darts player, and we talked about all the COVID restrictions being lifted and something, but I know also recently you've talked about how your life is getting much busier. Any chance is Darts League going to be back into your life anytime? Has that been raised at all? Is that something you're looking forward to doing? Going to happen?
When COVID broke, I used to play for a darts team, but we'd already decided that at the end of the season we were going to call it quits for the team because it was getting hard to get everyone turning up for the games because some of the players were getting mature, shall we say, and they didn't want to come out twice a week for darts. They wanted to play men's league and that's it sort of thing. They didn't care about playing the mixed league, which is what we wanted to do. So we decided that in the season we would fold the team anyway. COVID finished the season early, so as far as we're concerned, it's done for us anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
I've still got my arrows though, and so
okay.
I wouldn't say no to playing a game every now and again, but I've no plans on restarting my darts career. No.
Okay, fair enough. One thing that's been very apparent in recent episodes of Good Cop, Bad Cop is that let's say your mathematical skills are a little bit lacking. How do you cope with darts? Do you use your phone to work out which doubles you need to? So your math knowledge is limited to working out 2 times a number, 3 times a number, and then adding and subtracting from 501. Then would that be a fair summation?
My math skills got better because of darts. I think they've got worse since I stopped playing darts.
That was one of the things where I remember playing darts from a young age, and I'm sure that's one of the influences. Like, the more you practice things like that, the better that you get. But yeah, when I look back, I used to play things like Scrabble as well. Same thing, double letters, triple word, all that. Yeah, it's just natural.
You're a mathematician, Graham. You should be good at maths.
But that was not as a 5-year-old. I'm not a mathematician, but I was practicing a lot of those skills, and I'm sure that led me along that path.
On that note, does it frustrate you that your children haven't got the same mathematical skills as you just yet?
I don't know that that's not true, actually. I think JJ...
No, are they not at your level now? Mason
has an A. He's in an advanced class. He's had an A this year.
Yeah, but is he on your level already?
No.
Does that frustrate you?
How would he? I wasn't at my level.
I have seen... We hear about all these things in other countries where if you're not at a certain level by a certain time, you're a disrespect to the family sort of thing. I'm not saying that's how you feel, but I've seen a lot of people do that.
He's only 13. JJ's, like I say, because everyone assumes that with me being a maths teacher that I obviously helped them. I'm like, I've not helped them with their maths. I did a few things with Mason during COVID when there was like no lessons coming out. Like, I was like, hey, you could do this lesson, and I kind of did it, but that's the only real stuff I've done with him. I haven't done anything with JJ. Like, the first time when he starts doing negative numbers, I was like, whoa, where's that come from? He was like 4 or 5. I was like, I have no idea where he can.
Kid's a genius, Graham. Kid's a genius.
He is very he has that. I recognize a lot of my patterns from when I was growing up with him. Like, he makes very abstract connections. He's very good at recalling certain things. Like, I'm not good at recalling like wrestling facts, but I am good at recalling things associated with numbers if I've seen them before. He definitely has that side of him for sure.
Cool.
All right, what do you want to share with us?
I don't think I've got anything out the blocks to share, really, Graham, apart from the fact that I was very happy to see Liverpool beat Man United this past week. It was the first time in 8 years that happened.
Shut up. Was it really that long?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Old Trafford or period?
Old Trafford.
Oh, at Old Trafford. Okay. Wow, that shocks me.
Yeah. I said that, and Chris was kind of surprised by that when I was saying it up. So he actually, Usually Chris ended up teasing me about Liverpool a lot. I very, very, very firmly remember when we were on the way to the Champions League final, and we played Bayern Munich and drew 0-0. I quite famously said, "It's okay. Liverpool always score in every game." He's never let me forget that.
So was that they drew 0-0 the next game as well,
and the game after that as well, which cost us the league title. Yes.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Tackers didn't cover the Liverpool-Manchester United game this time.
We did not, because Tanner was working.
Not saying I'm superstitious, but they always do much better when Tekkers doesn't cover them.
Liverpool have never won a game with Tekkers covering it, no.
Correct. Yeah.
Although...
Stop recording Liverpool games.
There is one Liverpool game left which could be covered. We haven't decided yet what the last game of the season we're going to cover is. We've got 10 matches to choose from.
Yeah. There's some interesting ones. Like I didn't realise Chelsea still had to face Leicester until after the Liverpool game. I'm like, that's huge now.
And the thing is, and we did the maths here. I actually did the maths here, and you'd be proud of me for this. If Leicester get any kind of result against Chelsea on Tuesday night, not only can Liverpool finish above them, so can West Ham. No matter what, Ham. Chelsea will need to beat Aston Villa. If Leicester get any kind of result, then Chelsea must beat Villa to stop West Ham from overtaking them. Although currently West Ham are losing to Brighton, which paid to that. So.
Wow. Yeah. Do you think Liverpool's going to win their last 2 games?
Last 3 games, you mean?
Sorry, last 3. I apologise. Chelsea has 2. Yeah. Do you think?
I think it'd be 9 points. Yeah.
I'm going to be the negative one. I don't think they're going to get 9. Actually, I think they're going to get 7 out of 9.
Who are we not going to beat?
I can't pick which one, but someone seems going to play super negative. I tell you, the thing that really did upset me was, and I understand why they did it.
Chris, do not even think about doing this on an actual record, okay? Liverpool are going to beat West Brom, we're going to beat Burnley, and then we're going to beat Palace in front of a 10,000 strong cop end.
The weakened team that Manchester United put out against Leicester, I understand why they did it because they have so many games in such a short period. But that was a result where we really needed them to take points off Leicester, and yeah, it was. I understand why they did it. Klopp had said I would have done the same thing, and I was like, I get it as well. But that's all stems from that game being cancelled previously. They wouldn't have necessarily put out that same team, but they have so many games in such a short period of time that it really changed the dynamic.
I'm going to quote Roy Keane here, Graham.
Oh, go ahead.
Rubbish.
All right.
Rubbish. We played 3 games a week when I was playing, he said.
Oh,
when I was playing, we played 3 games a week. It's rubbish.
Okay.
If you can't play 3 times a week, you're getting paid X amount millions a month, then leave.
But it's not your... But when other teams aren't doing that, though, it definitely makes a difference. I'm not saying they can't do it, and I'm sure the players would sign up to want to play those games as well. But at the same time, it's...
This feels like I'm doing a Tekkers argument here. I do apologise. But you have people like yourself, myself, and Chris, for that matter. We go to work, we pull 12-hour shifts, usually, give or take. We pull, doing really, really hard work. 5, 6, 7 days a week sometimes we've done that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes up to a month at a time without a day off. Sometimes we've done that. Mm-hmm. We're not complaining. These guys can't go out and do 90 minutes of work.
It's a little different. Like my job is not physically exerting. Like I don't have to run around at the highest speed continually. It's a different type of work. So they're not. You're comparing chalk and cheese right now.
I'm sorry. If they're getting paid that amount of money, then they can fucking work for it.
Yeah, that's not the difference. I'm not saying they can't play 3 games. I'm saying if you're playing against a team that's only played 2 games, then that's an advantage because they're going to have more strength. You're also risking possibility of more injuries as well, which is not a good thing. You don't want when you're pushing yourself to that level, then you are more liable to pick up.
They rested them, and they rested all their big players against Leicester to play against us.
But that's what I'm saying. They did the right decision. They rested them.
Yeah, no, they did that to have more players, all their best players available for the Liverpool game, and they still got torn apart.
Oh, they got ripped. Yeah, they totally. And
so what's the point? There was no point to it at all.
You know, Liverpool were always going to. That's my worry. Liverpool always raise their game for Manchester United. Are they going to raise their game for a Burnley? That's my worry. Crystal Palace has always been a tough game for us as well.
At the same time, United losing to Leicester hurt Liverpool.
So it did. That's what I said. That's the whole point. If they'd have played a full strength team against Leicester, then that could have made a big difference. All right, we've got our token 15 minutes in, Matt. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at wedding stuff now. So I'll see you next week, dude.
All right, later.
Later.